Who's harder to work for, Jack Welch at GE or a partner at a private equity group?
So good question, because it would depend on the circumstances.
And you're about the only guy on the planet that
Yeah,
would know the answer to this
yeah.
question.
So I would tell you I loved Jack Welch. I admired Jack Welch. I respected Jack Welch. But I also admire and respect most of the senior PE partners and people that I work with. Occasionally, I'd run into somebody who just made partner, and they don't really know their ass from a hole in the ground, and they're learning, and I'm trying to help them learn. And sometimes I'm learning at their expense, and sometimes they're learning at my expense. So I'm the first to recognize that, hey, when I didn't have good outcomes in my career, I was as much to blame as anybody else was. So we all head into we put a team together. We take the field, and we all start out with the intent of winning the Super Bowl. But not everybody wins the Super Bowl, and sometimes teams just play badly, and we have to mix it up. And it's like this team just didn't get the job done, and I got a responsibility to my shareholders or my investors, and I gotta mix up the team, right? So it's like sometimes you see the same pitcher, go from one baseball team to another. That's the CEO going from this team to another. It's like didn't work out over here, home run over there. It's like they won the title. So it's
you didn't answer my question. Who's tougher, Jack Welch or the PE guy partner?
Jack Welch was tough, but
Yeah.
when you performed, boy, did you feel good. So I would say a little. Who's tougher? The legend of Jack is tough. That's tough. So I can't. I'm having a hard time calling the ball here. Yeah, I'd say that working with PE, 9 different firms, that was tougher. And the reason it's tougher is because Jack knew his business. Jack knew his people. And a PE firm who owns 50 companies, those partners, may be working with 8 or 9 different teams, and they are doing some fly by night. It's like I look at a PowerPoint deck, I make a very quick snap decision on what I think a problem is, and I blow in at a board meeting and I bark my orders, and then I go back out of town, and it's like, and I'm sitting there thinking, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. And after at my age, I know what I'm talking about. And so I'd say it's harder. It is harder from a PE perspective because there's more personalities at play. Jack is Jack, and partners and mid levels and associates and I'd say that it was tougher. It was tougher. But please don't get it wrong. My books, I defend private equity, from the crap that people hear on TV. Because first of all, TV news only tells you bad stories.